Hey folks, thanks for joining me today. I'm going to show you how I took a space like this and was a little creative and made this out of it right here. Yep. First I started with rerunning the electrical and repositioning that light switch on the opposite wall so I could get some new outlets in place. And then I started with the seating area with the butcher block. But before I got too far, when I was unboxing the cabinets, I noticed some defects. Some things that we're going to throw some measurements out of whack here, which threw the shimming off the walls, and some of the stops were just haphazardly put on. No big deal there, you can work around that. And then I also noticed that on this side you had pre-drilled factory holes for the shelves, as you should have, but they were missing on this side. Not sure what happened. Maybe they fell asleep when they were on the job or something. Not sure what happened. Anyway, took my drill out, set my depth. It's about 3/4 of an inch thick on the side there. And so I went in about 1/4 of an inch or so and put my hangers in there and got my level on that shelf. And I had to hang 2 shelves in there, so it's not a big deal. It took me about 15 minutes or so. But just shows you the craftsmanship of today. Anyway, you can see I'm starting to make headway here with some shelves. But before I get too far here, I had to cut out the back of the upper cabinet on the end for the outlet that we put up top there. Customer requested an outlet be up there, so I made that happen for him. Seems to be a pretty good fit there. And that's all the cabinets in with the wine cooler and the end. So then I moved on to the crown molding. You can see here that it's all jointed together pretty tightly, and this is prior to filling in the nail holes with the wax that they give you. So by doing this, I had to turn the crown molding upside down and cut it in reverse because I didn't have a double bevel miter saw. But I took some 1/4 round. I had to make a filler there, about 1/4 of an inch, and then I also had to make a shim here out of that 1/4 round that was about 1/16 of an inch, which I ripped on a table saw, which was not fun at all. Then on my miter joints, I just took the paint marker that they gave you for the cabinets and I drew in, and this helps when you seam it together, that you don't see any of the natural wood come through. And you can also see I got the furniture wax crayon. You fill your nail holes with that, and then you wipe it off with a terry cloth so you don't scratch the furniture here. Works out pretty good. So I think it came out pretty well. Let me know what you think in the comments. That's the finished look of the crown molding, and after that we moved on to the beadboard, which you can see the painter's tape. That's the spot where we're going to take this material and cut it down to fit. I had to wait about a week because the first piece that came in, I had to send it back. It was a little scratched to hell. I'm not sure what happened there, but the second piece they sent in was pretty good. So I cut that in to fit. You can see it fitted in there pretty well, nice and tight, without scratching the sides, fitting it in there. The next step after that was doing the backsplash, which was 3/8 of an inch thick porcelain, which wasn't the easiest to cut, but I figured out a trick which I'm going to actually share in another video with you on how to cut this the easiest. So this is a little trick on how to get your outlets in without too much fuss. So you just flip it around, make sure your holes are lined up, draw on your outlet there onto the tile. All you're doing is you're transferring that, and make sure you leave yourself enough room on that upper hole there though to get the cover screw into place. But you get a nice tight fit there. You can see it fits in there just perfectly. And I got the hole drilled out there and the hole drilled out there, and it worked out just great. So there you go, outlets in. I had 2 of those to do on the backsplash. Started getting the backsplash in. It took me about a day, and then I got my edge trim in there. You can see the blue painter's tape holding that in. So there you go. You can see the finished product on the backsplash and the granite countertop, and that's the grout job there. Turned out pretty good. Let me know what you think in the comments, though. I would appreciate that. Any types of tips or pointers or anything you don't like or anything you do like. Whatever you prefer there. So that's the outlet in the upper cabinet. And that's pretty much the finished job. So, and you got the coat racks up there on the beadboard. So, the soft stops. I love the soft stops. Yeah, same thing with the doors too. The drawers and the doors. The customer didn't want any handles or knobs put on the top drawers or the top doors because they didn't want to take any risk on the one door slamming into the one side. So something that the manufacturer probably didn't think about when they were designing this, but here we are. Hope you liked it. Let me know what you think. Take care.